Hi friends, it's Barbara Ordahl and a cozy rocking chair knit and chat, but whoops. But today is all about my favorite sock yarns. So I'm trying to figure out the best place to lay this down so that I can show you what my favorites are and talk about my current works in progress. So let me just put it down there and move myself around a little bit. There we go. So I use a variety of different sock yarns, depending on what's on sale, colorways that I really am drawn to. Sometimes it's gifted to me. So what I usually talk about here are my works in progress, what's been going on in my life. And today it's a little bit more specific. I want to share with you my favorite sock brands and why I like them, and some new ones I'm trying out. First up, my current work in progress is the Heel Toe Do-Si-Do by the Crazy Sock Knitter. And I'm just going to see if I can pick this up. This is some of my hand-dyed wool nylon blend. And that's what I have done so far. So I've got the heel turned. I'm just doing the decreases now here. And then boom. Let me just double check to make sure. I'm using 2.5 millimeter needles and 64 stitches, the twisted rib, which is in her pattern, and her pattern. There's been a couple of slips, but I think I've got the pattern memorized now, which is really good. Anyway, I'm enjoying this yarn. I bought the sock blanks and I wasn't too sure, about the quality or whatever. And this is my watermelon colorway. And I'm really liking the feel of it. I did do the padded heel in the back. I didn't do the underneath as well. I find that's a little too bulky for my foot. So that's my current one in progress, and I am up to date, knitting 12 rows a day for June. So I'm doing really well as far as getting that one completed on time and with fun. So some of the other ones that I have been working on this spring, I don't have the yarn right here. This was one that I did that I gave to my daughter for her birthday. I know it's backwards for you, so sorry about that. In this purple faded, so it went from light to dark, and pretty sock. So the other ones I just finished are in blue, and I'm not seeing that yarn right handy. So, but it's the same idea, and it was gifted to me. The socks look beautiful when they're done. Would I buy this sock yarn again? Probably not, and I'll tell you why. You see the different colored strands there? It's like a marled. Oops, maybe do it this way. So when you're knitting, if you're not paying close attention, the yarn will split. And so that kind of slowed me down a little bit, but the hand was really nice. Glad to have those done. So I'll put my needle back up. Pretty much, most of the socks I'm doing right now are on 2.5. One I did last winter was out of this pink, kind of stretchy, and I did something years ago with the same in this greeny gray. So the Mylan White, Lana Grossa. Again, they're pretty socks when they knit up, but I didn't enjoy working with the yarn. It's a cabled yarn almost. It is made in Italy. For those of you who use it, you already know all this. 45% wool, 35% cotton, and 13% polyamide, and 7% PBT. I don't know what that is. Anyway, that's all I have left. Also, if I can find it, this sock yarn, which I purchased, and it's from a bird collection. So this was the Great Blue Heron colorway. which is really nice. And they are now completed. I really, really like this. I would buy this yarn again. Similar to that, but from a different creator, was this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this was from the Fleece Artist sock yarn. Isn't that nice? I would buy that again. And this one I got at Spinrite when I was there a couple summers ago. Let me just pull the inside out so I can tell you what it is. This is called Sugarbush Blaze from Sugarbush Yarns. 75% superwash, 25% nylon, and it has a fuzzy glow to it. So the socks I did are nice and soft, very comfortable, would work with that again. So that's another one that I may look for, the Sugarbush yarns. Let me just stick that back in there. I have quite a bit of it left because I did some colorwork socks with this, and the other color I used was a chocolate brown. So that worked out really, really well. This gray is, I believe, Tuffy from Briggs & Little, and I made my husband work socks from this. It's a single ply, very strong yarn, very, very strong. This white is also from Briggs & Little, single ply, and I've been using it for different things. I think I initially bought it for a sweater, and then decided to do the sweater in one color. So trying to buy Canadian yarn where it makes sense for me to do so. So there's that. And the same weight in this blue for a pair of socks, also for my husband. And it is Durasport. So it's Briggs & Little, Durasport. Here, I'll put it there so you can see it. One ply, 80% pure wool, 20% nylon. Product of Canada. So the one thing that I do know with these yarns is that they're not superwash, or I haven't found them to be superwash, and they will shrink. But they're hard wearing, so they're kind of nice. Some of these I cast on for the 12 Days of Christmas cast on, so they're all kind of ready to go. Another one I cast on at that time for Christmas is a candy cane. Ooh, there's the needle sticking out there. This is from West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. Contains 35% blue-faced Leicester, 75% wool, 25% nylon. So I barely started to work with it. I just cast on Knit 2 Purl 2 on these needles, which are very short, 2.75, so a little bit bigger. And I'll work on those when I get to another month. So it's reared, sheared, and spun in Britain. And I have 2 or 3 different skeins of sock yarn from them. So I've been happy with the way it felt when I was casting on, but I don't know too much about it yet. And I have one more ball. One more ball. From the same dye bath as my watermelon, but I didn't put very much green in it. As you can see, there's little tiny dots every so often. So this is my early strawberry colorway. So if anybody would like this, let me know and I can give you a price and we can ship it out to you. I'm finding the yarn really easy to work with, very soft, very comfortable on the hand. So those are my basic favorites. I have one more here I don't think I mentioned, and it's the Pattern sock yarn, or Pattern. It's a little bit thicker than some of the sock yarns, but wearing 75% wool, 25% nylon, made in Turkey, packaged in Canada. So this you can get in Listowel at the Spinrite store, and just about any Michaels, and most Canadian yarn shops will sell the Peyton's yarn, sock yarn, and that's a fall color, right? So I know I like it because I've worked with many different colorways of that. So there you have a bit of a snippet of my favorites. If I had a go-to right now, the merino nylon, I'm thinking I may look a little bit further to get Blueface Leicester blend as well, but also try to keep my cost down, keep it within budget. As I don't know about you, but with rising prices, everything's going up, and the shops need to be able to make their money. I totally understand that, but I do hawk. Excuse me. I do hawk some of the thrift stores for whatever yarns are there. Some people give yarn to the church for charity work, so I keep an eye on it as well. I get some of my mitten yarn from the bags at the church and that kind of thing. The one thing that I am doing differently and is on the needles, because I've got a couple of things on the needles, but this was brand new. And I think it was from the Spin-Off magazine. So I am spinning this right now. It was from the current issue of Spin-Off. I don't remember the name of the pattern. I'm just still unsure about whether I want to do a scarf in these pinks. It's the same watermelon colorway, if you will, as the sock yarn, because I dyed it in the same bath. But this is from, I don't remember. I've had this for a long time, but it's a wool nylon blend. I bought it specifically to dye and to spin for socks. But I have enough sock yarn right now, so I thought, oh, I'll try this. It's kind of pretty with the lace. I'm just not sure. Do people buy pink scarves? I don't know. So I was testing the pattern. I like the pattern a lot. I'm still working on my green cable mitts and my brown mitts that I spun and I'm working on for Nick. So those are still works in progress. My prayer shawl behind me was gifted to me when I first came to Linden Park Church here in Hamilton. And I had it around my shoulders a bit and I put it here on my chair. It was hand knit by one of the ladies. I really, really like it. I have a purple prayer shawl that's in the car that I can wrap myself up with really easily. I'm working on a prayer shawl right now in Stephen West Boneyard pattern with some thrifted yarn that was gifted to me as well. And maybe I'll have some progress to show you next week on that. But those are kind of my works in progress. My Briggs and Little sweater. I haven't done anything this week. But it's the whatever sweater. So it's going to get work done whenever. So it's a whatever, whenever. You like that? Whatever, whenever. And my other whatever sweater, which is done in bulky yarns, has been put on the back burner as I'm still trying to decide about the sleeves. But I think that's everything I wanted to share with you today. We're mid-June. The weather is cooler than expected. We're waiting this evening for the repairman to come and look at our air conditioner. We live in the basement apartment. It's not working properly for us or for the tenants upstairs. So hopefully that will get looked at. I made myself a Keurig Maxwell House coffee after I bought cream, because I don't like coffee without cream. I've tried black coffee, don't like it. I have a powdered coffee creamer for emergencies, which I used for my first cup this morning. Didn't like that too much. I have been in the habit of taking my cold coffee, throwing in some ice and some either sugar-free vanilla syrup or the Bailey's syrup that I have from Torani, to make it extra special with ice, and so I'm not going out and buying coffee all the time. And I've done some spinning. I did some spindling for that little scarf. I had my wheel out last week. I did some spinning on that, of that same colorway, that light pink watermelon colorway. And it'll be a 2-ply, but it's never as fine as the sock yarn weight is. So scarf and maybe mitts make a set. I don't know. What would you do? I'd like to know. So send me a message, comment on my video, let me know what you would do with this pink and white. I keep asking, and I'm hoping somebody gives me some brilliant ideas. A friend of mine who's also a knitter suggested I finish up the scarf and then put it aside so I have something ready as a gift for someone at some point. So that's a possibility. But if you'd like to comment with your favorite sock yarn, we usually go to our either favorite brand, because we're brand loyal, or we go to our favorite colors. And the colors is usually more of what I do. So blue, purple, pink, blue, purple, pink in many shades. So the gray and rusty color of this one for my winter socks was out of character for me. But again, there's still colors that are good for me, but they're on my feet, so who cares? So those are my go-to. We'll see. I just read the email today that there's going to be another sock knitting surprise knit along with Stephen West. I may or may not join, depending on what it looks like. I did last year's, didn't enjoy that process a lot, although I learned. I never finished the sock. In fact, I had Nick frog it for me. It was too busy. There was just too much going on for my little brain. So I do enjoy the work that he does and the creating that he does, but sometimes I need something a little simpler. Just give me something a little bit more plain. So that's kind of where my mind is with that. I do have enough socks cast on. I've got 2 other brands of what's it called? The West Yorkshire. For like Christmas, I have the Starry Night, which is navy blue with sparkles. And then I have a candy cane that I showed you. And I believe there was one more. I didn't bring them all out to show you because all I did with them was cast them on. And the brown one for the fall. And the blue one for my husband. So lots of socks to knit, lots of things cast on, still working on. So I have done socks for January, February, March, April, May. I've done 5 pairs so far, which is new for me to actually get that many done. Yay. And I'm on track with my current socks, so very happy about that. This may be one of my new favorite go-to patterns. I really am enjoying it. I usually do the vanilla latte or the skip. Anyway, I'm going to go. I hope you have a great day. There's somebody at the door, so I hope you have a super great weekend. I'm going to sign off for now. God bless till next time. Subscribe, share, do all the YouTube things, and we'll talk later. God bless.